You're strong.
Agus crouches down and with a regretful expression.
Oh, I was surprised myself. It's been a while since I fought with all my power.
I close my eyes and reminisce. Just as I had expected, she has grown more powerful than before. Agus is not human. She has an artificial body, making her a sort of mechanical maiden. She was originally created as a tool to accomplish a set goal with an established abilities. But by gaining a heart, she forged her own destiny. She did this with the power that can only be gained by those with emotions, the power of bonds. Her nature shifted from one directed by others to one who chooses for herself. Yeah, Agus's arcana used to be the chariot, but in the answer chapter, it transformed to the fool, giving her the power of the wild card. She is no longer merely acting, but living. This shift caused a miracle, and she overcame her artificial origins to attain what could be called life. Some have had the talent of turning bonds into great strength by forming a contract, through intense desire. We residents of the Velvet Room refer to this talent as the wild card, and it has at times changed the course of history. Even I, who served as a resident for a long time, only encountered few with that power. She is one of them.
I now have a wish of my own. Though it may take vast oceans of time for it to come true. Perhaps one day you will accompany me on the same journey. What do you mean? If our destinies truly do cross, you will eventually understand.
Agus's expression shows that she still does not understand. But that is fine for now.
By the way, how have your friends been? Huh? Oh, they're all well. Several of them are here right now.
Suddenly, a staticky voice echoes from the broken monitor's speaker, interrupting our conversation. It seems I was not thorough in my destruction. Oh, whoever could have done it?
Testing. It's finally getting through. Hey, you! The one who's not on the roster! Who are you? Why are you gumming up the works?
Rep for Fake Teddy in the chat.
It's that bear.
If you keep messing with my Grand Prix, I'll make you...
You'll make her what? You can't do shit to her. I snapped the finger to my right hand with a flourish. Case in point. The speaker explodes. I'm sure that the announcement will bother us no more now. It seems I have finally finished it off.
My, flames have suddenly burst from the speakers. How dreadful. That was 180% you're doing. Such repeated meddling. It seems I have a bit of a score to settle with the host, too. Well then, I will be going now. Please be careful. Oh, wait. There is a rule in this tournament against the loser of a fight moving on. Is there? Well, considering that I entered myself into the tournament, I do not think you count as a defeated contestant.
Okay, so it's canonical that Elizabeth loses this fight.
That is only conjecture, though. You entered yourself. Yet you're going to settle a score with the host for complaining about you? Details.
I smile cheerfully in return and leave the area. Truly that is one of my better smiles.
I cannot believe that even Elizabeth's son came to this world. That's it. Her name was Elizabeth's son. I finally remember.
Eventually, I reached the room known as the announcement room. When I approached the door, I sensed power from within. It seems the real host is here and not on some monitor. I haven't encountered a persona user known. I haven't encountered that persona user known as Sensei yet. But thinking about it, I would expect him to win and his matches until reaching here. It may be easier to wait than search aimlessly for him. Upon closer inspection, the door is slightly open. There are people inside.
Two, no, 3 people.
I cautiously sneak up to the door and peek inside.
What a shame. You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you. Huh? That is that teddy bear imposter. The student council president is here too. It seems the false teddy bear's tone is much harsher than before. Has he been meeting with difficulties lately?
I mean, yes, he's been meeting with difficulty. He's named Elizabeth. When I look again at what's going on inside the room, a sinister aura swirls around General Teddy. A surprising transformation occurs. His silhouette reforms into a shapeless lump, which results into a figure of the student council girl.
The true self.
Oh, we don't get that FMV this time.
Goodness, that false teddy bear was actually the girl's shadow. I see. It's true that suffering to this degree could cause a shadow to go berserk and affect its surroundings.
The girl's true appearance has already been exposed. It seems she finally was able to face her original nature. Surprisingly, the enemy forcing the illusion upon her was her other self. I'm glad that she has awakened to her true self, but this is a shocking and drastic turn of events.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel. Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault. That's not true. You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through. You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand. That ain't true! It's alright though. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll take care of everything from here. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did. Please stop! That's all a lie! You're not me! Finally! You finally said it! I'm finally free!
Do we get the FMV of her morbing? Yes, we get it.
Yes, the power!
I don't wonder my CPU usage is high. I still have BlueStacks running. The shadow's gone berserk. Give me a sec, guys. I'm just going to shut down VC. I'm just going to shut down on BlueStacks. There we are. At this point, I can no longer be stopped solely by the original. It can no longer be solely stopped by the original person. Worse, the shadow has no more reason to keep its host alive. If it continues, but a third person storms onto the scene just as I'm about to intervene.
Ambrose.
It is a young man in a school uniform. For a moment, I am utterly captivated. What powerful fire he has in his eyes. On a second look, I recognize his face from the video. As I recall, his name is Kingpin U. No, that's not right. Sister Complex U. Elizabeth, please stop. You don't understand what you're doing, but please stop. No, that sounds even further from his actual name. Narukami, that's right, you Narukami.
Murder anymore. If you're gonna keep rampaging, I'll fight you.
Fine! Then you'll be the first to die!
The shadow attack hurtles toward the shadow's attack hurtles towards the young man, but he does not flinch and takes a fighting stance after smoothly evading it. Seeing his heightened determination, I detect this distinct presence about him.
That young man is a persona user too.
And that's not all. His sensation is similar to when I encountered Igus.
Powers be.
There's no doubt about it. It's the same as hers. He, too, is a persona user who's awakened to the talent that is of the wild card. The shadow launches its next attack at the young man. The battle axe it brandishes is a cluster of steel as long as she is tall. If he truly can wield those powers, he may be able to stop such an attack, but it's not a sure thing.
He cannot be missed.
This time, I enter the room and step between the two.
What? Pardon me as I interrupt this scene.
Who are you?
Oh yeah, I think there was also a fight with Elizabeth the news story, wasn't there?
How? I set up walls so you couldn't pass through. How did you get here?
So you couldn't pass through? Was it, what is it referring to? It was such a non-issue, she didn't even notice they were there. Oh, could it be those invisible walls I bumped into from time to time? I suppose thinking back, I did run afoul of such things along the way. But a little push was all it took to pass through them, so I barely paid them any heed. So she did notice them, she just didn't care.
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
The shadow and the young man both look quite perplexed. Was what I said that's so shocking? I take the opportunity to step towards the young man and look him straight in the face.
Are you perhaps the sensei that Teddy Bear spoke of? Someone who has awakened to the power of the wild card through Velvet Room's guidance.
What? Wait, that blue outfit. Who are you?
I flash him a smile and turn my gaze toward the girl collapsed nearby. I believe he called her Labras a moment ago.
I see. I feel that I have a good grasp on the situation now. Then can't you tell you're in the way? Get out of here!
F's for Shadow Labras in the chat.
I cannot do that. I came to settle some business I had with you, the tournament's host. What business? To be blunt. What business was it? How the hell should I know?
That was harsh.
Turns out that I do not care about such trifling details after all. My apologies. Please forget my mention of business.
She considers us trifling.
Actually, my search for a certain individual has unexpectedly concluded, so we're done here. Who said we're done? That's it. I'll kill you where you stand.
Rep Shadow Labras.
I wouldn't recommend it. If I may be so boastful, it would be a battle you stand no chance of winning.
That's not a boast, Shadow. That's not a boast, Shadow Labras. She's really not boasting.
What?
My words must have been so humiliating that the Shadow's face flushes red, and it gropes for words. I ignore it in order to speak to the young man.
Meeting you, by the way. I am Elizabeth. Would it ring a bell if I mentioned that I am the one who governs power?
You mean like Margaret?
Oh, do you know my older sister? I see, no wonder. Stop ignoring me, bitch!
I shield the young man behind me and turn towards the Shadow.
Wait a moment. I must ask the one over there to leave this place before we resume.
Oh, goodness.
It's you who's going to leave! I was sure that I gave the proper warnings earlier. So it goes. Your fate is in the cards.
Rep Shadow Labras. I'm going to take a quick bio break, though. Give me a sec, everyone. And I am back. The PC face crash on me? Or is it just... Yeah, it's just being weird with the tracking again.
Finally! Fight!
You're frozen. My persona. Penetrate. My attack. Huzzah! This may be a bit rough. My turn. Now yes. You're frozen. Here. Frozen round two. My attack.
That's for Shadow Labrys in the chat.
How could it end like this? It's all completely ruined.
She did warn you. The shadow falls to its knees, its will completely drained. I doubt it has strength left to attack us.
Is me?
The girl, still unable to stand, stares blankly at her own shadow. I turn around towards the young man. This P1 Grand Prix was most likely caused by the girl's shadow manifesting her suppressed anguish. But this young man tried to reach out to her, even at risk of his own safety. Even after seeing proof that she was the one that caused that risk.
But may I leave the rest of this to you? I'm ashamed to say so, but delicate persuasion is not my forte.
Clearly.
I understand. I agree that you don't seem like you'd be too good at it.
The young man walks towards Labrys, who is still at a loss for words. I have yet to have a proper conversation with him, but I sense a certain trustworthiness in his strong steps.
President, or actually Labrys.
What am I supposed to do? What difference does it make if I accept this? In the end, no one's gonna understand me anyway, right?
It's true that others won't be able to easily understand your pain. But are you gonna give up after just one try at showing them? One victory or loss doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't give up. That's what I think.
I shouldn't give up?
No, you can do this. You're not alone anymore.
Labrys' eyes widen, as if just realizing the brightness of the scenery before her. The young man waits patiently for his words to sink in. After some time, Labrys finally stands up and looks towards me.
Is this what you were talking about before?
I am also not human, but who you are is for you to decide. That is the power of potential that everyone holds. Even for a machine, I believe that still holds true.
You could have just said so when we first met.
Yeah, but words are not her strong suit.
Alas, I have always had some difficulty making myself understood.
It could be because you keep nuking everyone.
Come on now. You should go to her.
Labrys faces her shadow once more at the urging of the young man.
I'm sorry I ignored you all this time. I was the one who left you all alone. No, you are me after all.
One last time, officially. Happy birthday.
is my persona.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you did well.
Thanks.
There's no need to thank us. It was all you.
Seeing Lavra's smile, I can't help but grin as well. But her relief only lasts a moment before the strength drains from her body and she stumbles.
Lavras!
The young man hastily catches her.
There's no need to worry. She must have reached the limits of her stamina.
He props the unconscious Lavras down against a wall.
That binds hearts together. No matter how many times I witness it, its beauty never fades. May I borrow some of your time?
The young man looks over his shoulder in surprise, but when our gazes cross, he turns as if understanding.
You a resident of the Velvet Room too?
Well, in a way, I have abandoned my duties at the moment in order to see through a desire of mine.
What did you want with me?
I calm myself before opening my mouth once more.
In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. But it is most likely not power used to fight. It is something else. I wish to understand what that is.
Yes, she doesn't want to utterly destroy her opponent just from sneezing. She wants to she wants to utterly obliterate them just by blinking.
The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
She's not quite at that level of power yet.
I don't really understand.
Put more bluntly, I wish for you to show me your potential.
The young man considers everything I said, but eventually sighs before responding.
I get it now.
You don't mind?
Would you back down if I said no? After what you said before, I don't think you'd back off that easy.
Touché.
I take a slight defensive
There's
stance.
no need to be lenient. I invite you to approach this battle as if you intend to kill me.
I didn't think I could win any other way.
Yeah, he's had experience with this.
Thank you. Well then, here goes. Your fate is in the cards.
Good luck, you. You're gonna need it.
Finally! Fight!
My persona. My attack. Here, some freeze. Impressive. Impressive. My attack. You're frozen. Impressive. My attack. My attack. Here, some freeze. You were seen. Round and round. Venator. Impressive.
Sorry, guys. She's so strong.
I see. You do indeed have great power.
Even while saying so, I'm conflicted, and my expression clouds. It's true that he is strong. He expertly wields the power of the wild card. But thinking about it, that isn't what I wanted to learn. The power of the wild card doesn't stem from just one skill in a fight. His strength comes from his knowledge that he cannot avoid fighting to gain his desire. That strength happens to manifest as a power in battle. But what I want to learn has little to do with combat. Will I ever get closer to the root of the matter with this method? But even if I find that I can't, I don't see another way. I have measured all types of strength, great and small, as one who governs power. I feel suddenly anxious.
That something I cannot understand?
Will I ever be able to understand, as one distant from the workings of human society? Has it been impossible from the start for my wish to be fulfilled? I then noticed the sound of footsteps.
Hey, are you okay? Oh shit, dude, what happened to you?
Did we break off an arm or something?
Yukun, are you all right? Senpai, hang in there.
It seems that once the shadow who created this place was vanquished, the rules keeping everyone trapped were nullified. These must be the friends he formed bonds with. But
Did you do this? What did you do to Senpai?
one of them turns his fierce eyes on me.
So mean, miss! This is going too far!
God damn it, Teddy.
You better explain yourself.
If you did this with malign intent, we won't let you leave here so easily.
Their anger at seeing their friend hurt. That was a new experience for me. Their bond gives birth to anger, grew into animosity, and that fury is now directed towards me. But the young man stands up.
One more time.
His request is he requests this even though he is badly wounded. A rematch would seem to have only one possible outcome.
What?
Please, that is enough. I've already witnessed your strength.
If this ends with my defeat, it doesn't count as me showing you my potential.
But
You shouldn't jump to conclusions. I thought I said this once today. What's important is that you don't give up after one try. You have to hang in there. My friends that I haven't seen in a while are all here. I can't just wave the white flag.
The moment the young man makes his declaration, a mysterious presence fills the area. The presence surges with power and creates a whirlpool of light around him. With that light, the young man's determination and drive instantly rekindle.
what is that power?
Is it the wild card he holds? I then notice that the young man's friends are standing behind him in support, all of them fixing their gaze on me as I stand perplexed. The bond that they share in their very core is echoed in their eyes. I suddenly feel as if I'm confronting a fearsome giant.
I cannot believe I am seeing this.
I find myself starting to back off. My footsteps are unsteady as I go. A small dip in the floor behind me, no larger than a thumbnail, throws me off balance. Surely I'm about to fall. But then unseen arms
Are you
catch
all
me.
right? You're...
In contrast to my utter bewilderment, he wears a calm smile. When I turn back to the young man, the surge of power has already dissipated. I catch myself sighing in relief. Even when I review my long memory, I can recall no occasion on which I felt so overwhelmed before.
What was that just now? Do you happen to know what this power is? I do not know the specifics, but...
Igus also turns a gaze towards you and his
that
friends.
must be the power of their bonds. The power that stems from not being alone. I don't know why, but I feel like I understand when I'm watching them. The power of not being alone.
It's a power they all share. It isn't just his. Did their strong bonds turn his determination not to lose into an instant recovery for him? I am suddenly reminded of a conversation I once had with my sister. If something is impossible for them to accomplish alone, they will work together. His friends have even worked miracles at times. Those were the words I spoke to her.
What's important is that you don't give up.
It is cliche to hear, but its wisdom is profound. I dismissed its potential, judging by standards. I almost gave up in the same way, thinking I would be unable to understand. But he refused to allow that. His power proves he is not the only. There is not only one standard. It is truly the strength found in numbers.
So this is a bond.
When I think about the guests I met who had formed bonds, I may have focused too much on those individuals. I never took much interest in who they bonded with or how those bonds were forged.
What I should be studying isn't just him, but all of them together. Not the strength of a person, but of people. That may be the lesson. It seems I am starting to find hope.
I nod in satisfaction.
Today's festivities made for quite a wonderful Grand Prix. Considering that there have been some games, I should be going, if you'll all excuse me.
I turn to make my exit.
Wait a sec, you haven't explained yourself yet! You haven't even told us your name! It's Elizabeth!
Hey! Get back here! What are you all happy for?
Who was she? Well, the odds are low that she was the mastermind behind this case.
Enough about her! Senpai's more important. We'll get you out of here in no time, so hang in there, Senpai. Teddy, get a stretcher ready.
Huh?
Don't like one or two of you know healing?
What are you standing around for? Move!
Guys, I'm not exactly critically injured, you know?
I think it's wonderful.
You're...
Seeing you surrounded by friends reminds me of a certain someone.
a certain someone?
There is no need to worry, everyone. His wounds are not serious. He is merely exhausted. Oh, thank goodness. Wait, who are you?
I could have left by a shorter route, but I returned to the school's front gate and looked back at the school. The faces of the people I parted with a moment ago are called to mind. Amongst them is that young man's face. I only faced him briefly, yet I recall him with surprising vividness.
I'm sure that he will continue to increase his strength of heart. It is a given with so many friends. I am a little bit envious.
I turned the pages I turn the pages of the compendium and I draw the magic circle, a magic circle in the air.
Well then, farewell.
Yeah, I think these are like four elements, and earth, fire, wind, and water. I think. So I think the one on the opposite end of Earth is air. I soundlessly pass through it and leave it as if melting into the scenery. I close my eyes and my thoughts drift into the past.
Elizabeth? Elizabeth, are you listening? You seem lost in thought like that frequently of late. Could this mean that you finally began to be troubled over things, like a normal person?
How scathing of you, as usual.
Believe me, sister, I am not as bad as you. What's the matter?
My dear sister, I want to tell you a fairy tale.
I wonder if they're trying to imply here that it's Elizabeth is autistic, as in she's showing autistic traits or something like that. I think maybe she's neurodivergent.
What's this about?
In our world, at the far reaches of the Sea of the Soul, there stands a large door. A soul which devoted itself to sealing that door slumbers there.
Why did it do such a thing?
That soul is risking itself to prevent those who have lost sight of life's brilliance from luring the world to self-destruction. It has become the guardian of the door, of the whole world, in fact.
That is a very sorrowful story.
My dear sister, do you think I can save that person?
I thought it was a fairy tale.
It may be impossible alone, but what if I joined forces to do it? This person's friends are capable of miracles at times.
This person you speak of, is it... I hope you're not planning to...
Oh, don't be silly, my dear sister. I told you, it was only a fairy tale.
To a certain degree, all of your stories are like fairy tales. I don't know what's troubling you, but be sure that you don't neglect your duties.
When I open my eyes again, I am in the Sea of the Soul, a world where countless bright lights shine like a nebula.
Velvet, oh velvet.
I begin singing a song, but now that I'm here again, I feel a hint of loneliness. I smile inwardly at myself. What happened today was very fruitful for me, though it came with a certain realization. I still don't have anyone in the world outside the Velvet Room that I wish to form a bond with. My lack of a hunger for such things may have prevented me from understanding.
No, that's not quite right either.
Lack of hunger? That's not it. In truth, it was within my power, but I was turning my gaze away from it. After all, I didn't begin this journey only to find the means to defeat that monster. I thought by defeating it, I could see him again.
To think I was unconsciously afraid of something and keeping my distance from it. That is quite a surprise.
The mechanical girl, the young man today, and my old guest all had their own desires and resolve from the start. I should make myself just as resolved if I am to achieve my desire as well. I will face it unblinkingly and accept it. I will admit that the loneliness in me arose from leaving my old residence. The sick feeling of loneliness will surely torment me and cause me grief forever. But if I harden my resolve to allow for embracing that pain, I am certain that my yearning heart will yield great power. Bonds, the other half of being alive, along with death. Just as death gives light its shine, I'm sure loneliness will shed new light on the question of bonds. That is when I will obtain the power of bonds in the truest sense. Certainly, I will not achieve that miracle alone.
I cannot defeat that monster now. I may in time gain the power to truly erase it.
He must have felt that hunger as well. That is why he tried to protect his bonds with his life, leading him into the universe. I smile to myself again. As one leads others, I have only now gained enlightenment about the true meaning of bonds. And at that moment, a single card drifts down before my eyes. Hovering before me, like a butterfly fluttering its wings, is the card of the Fool. It bursts into pearls of light on my hand.
Come where I would behold my own arcana and not that of a visitor's.
The Fool. It represents freedom, purity, possibility, and...
the beginning of a journey. It may be that my journey has finally truly begun. The Fool, Well, I am aware that I still do foolish things.
I give a wry smile and look up. My gaze is fixed on what lies ahead. It is an enormous door that looms like a small mountain in the center of the void.
Please wait for me. One day I shall surely see my wish come true.
I briskly turn my heel from the door. My walk begins.
Velvet, oh velvet.
And thus Elizabeth becomes a terror that even the greatest of beings cannot even comprehend. My bright song will no longer have more. My bright song will no longer have mournful undertones.
My master has a large nose.
Just for singing that to this music. I have yet to determine a sure path. There's no assurance that my wish will come true. And whether I will truly make some sort of connection with those encountered today isn't certain either. But I have hope now. And that is what lets me go on. This time, I can head towards the future that I desire without losing my way. And that is Elizabeth's story done. So I'm technically counting this as the Persona 4 Arena story done. Though I'm still not quite done with it. I'm still going to get the extra scene with you, and the jokes endings for Chie, Yukiko, and Kanji. But that's going to have to wait for another time. I need to take a break from the series, and it's quite frankly been a long series. It's like, how long has it been since I started playing this? Like, it's been a long time. So I want to take a break, do like a couple of sessions with another game, with another fighting game, and then get back to this with the true story mode. But what to do until then? I could end stream early. Because let's be honest, these will take a while and push us over. Or I can fill in by having a couple of matches. Even though I'm thoroughly out of practice. Because I don't think you guys would want to see me doing just practice again. I could play another. I don't think anyone would fault you if you wanted to end early. Well, I don't really want to end. I just want to like take a break, and I can call this the end of the end of the P4A story. I'll probably get back to it maybe when we're done with the other story. I think there are demos I still haven't played, but oh, you mean end the stream early? Yeah, that might be the best choice. It might feel disconnected if I go into something else now. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I don't want to risk going over time anymore. Like, I could start, it's like doing my favorite mode in this game, Golden Arena mode. Because that's fun and harkens back to the Persona games. To the original Persona games. But that'll start a whole thing and take a while too. So yeah, I think that that'll be our play. We'll end the stream. Whoops. We'll end the stream early, and I'll play a new fighting game in the spot next time. Or maybe go full on with RPG mode of or maybe go full on RPG mode with the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus for a while. Because there's still a lot of stuff we haven't done there, and I was playing that to like freshen up the series. So maybe we can start picking up the pace with that game next time, and we'll see what else we can do when we finish that, or maybe mix in something later. In any case, let us get ready to raid. We could raid Hoshino, who's playing Lives of P. Robin is still playing Danganronpa. But I usually raid Robin, and so I'm going to go for a change of pace. We're going to raid Hoshino. Let's get into some Bloodborne-ish Pinocchio stuff. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you had a good time. And this has been great fun. But we are not done with the series as of. With this game as of yet. We are just going to take a break from it. And I think, yeah, we are going to go full on Grand Blue Fantasy RPG mode until we're done with that, or until I decide to mix in more for flavor. It depends on how long the RPG mode takes. So yeah. If you haven't already, please leave a follow. It helps me greatly as a small VTuber, and you can also check out my socials there. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. This is Metis Balaska signing out.